Bojana Kovacevic from Riverside High School, Carissa Williams from Amherst High School here in the local area, and Maya Langlois, the consummate floor general. She's got the ball right now, along with Jessica Clemenzo, Athlete of the Year in Sport Canada. Clemenzo goes into the paint. She goes to work, drops, pulls back to her left. That's her forte. Not much of a matchup there, as defense was not in earnest, as Samantha was overmatched. Full court pressure. Carissa Williams like a Panther. She's going to be hounding the ball most of the games. Maya Langlois comes out, and she is guarding Kawash. Kawash sets up. New York will look to slow this game down. Long-range bomb won't go. It's off the iron, and it's Clemenzo with the rebound. The wing goes out to Carissa Williams. Abbott takes it into the corner. Down low is Kovacevic. She pulls it up. Plays the two-man game with Abbott. Back inside. Here it is again. Goes to her right hand this side. Oh, can't get it to go. Clemenzo goes out the glass. Did everything right. Just couldn't get it to drop. Unlucky for her. Rebound does go to York.
Early on here, we can see the matchup with Jessica Clemenzo. There's very little that York can do right now if she keeps establishing post down low like she does.
Kerr in the corner. She fires and ties it up for the York Yeoman women's team. Oh, that was a three. Ooh, that might have been generous. That's not her forte. I assumed she was inside the three-point line. York actually holds the lead here at 3-2. Handoff goes to Williams over across the three-point line. She pulls back, thinks better of it, over to Abbott. Abbott concentrates, 7 seconds on the shot clock. She needs to get a shot off here. Into Clemenzo, goes with the left hand. Soft and off the glass.
Too easy, JK. Just way too easy.
Kawash brings it up, being worked on by Langlois. Kicks to the corner. Ernest fires for, sorry, it's not Ernest, checked out. That's Osborne for another three. That seems to be the hot spot. We want about a one. Mark down in the corner.
Next over top of that baby right there.
2 in a row. Williams up top, looking to improve her offensive skills. You see her going to the basket hard. Nice rebound by Ernest inside. Picks it up here as Kawash. Oh, got to get away with a double dribble. Looks like she touched it with her offhand. Barry Cullen did not make that call. Let him play. Mid-range jumper. Shakes, rattles, and rolls. Does everything but go in. Unlucky for Kerr as the Lancers now break up.
Gotta love those home team bounces there, JK.
Down low to Abbott. She goes to work inside on Shosky. Shosky can't defend that. Abbott pulls it off, and 6-6 is the score. 3 deuces for the Lancers, 2 threes for the Yeomen.
Immediately into a full court pressure here. As you can see, Kovacevic and Carissa Williams providing that offense, that pressure they worked on today in practice.
You know, that's twice, Vinny, that I've referred to them as the Yeomen. That's back in the day when I played, they were referred to as the York Yeomen. So I've got to correct myself. They are the Lions.
Yes, they are the Lions.
A genetically correct game, a non-gender name.
That is true, yes.
Inbounds will go to the York Lions on the end. Kawash will take it from there. Sorry, that's Shosky. Shosky goes out to Kawash. She's hounded by Langlois. Good screen up top by Ernest. Kick is to the corner. Hard dribble drop off the backboard. Nice work inside by Osborne. Lancers lazy on the help D to the baseline. Can't give up the base, especially to the power or right hand.
Coach Bellamy not very happy right now with the girls.
Langlois should look to, Carissa Williams should look to finish that. She was already deep into the paint and decided to kick out to Emily Abbott. Unselfish play, but maybe unnecessary there, as a dribble drive was good for a potential shot. Instead, she passed it up. Carissa is not known for her aggressiveness at the offensive end, but is a tenacious, as you see, Langlois show the defense as well. Gets the harm.
Good hustle right there, JK. You can't teach that. You cannot teach hustle.
First foul shots of the game gives us a chance to talk to you about our refereeing crew this evening. Ian Pierce, who has the ball below the net right now, he's the referee for the evening. The two umpires will be Barry Cullen. Barry's from the Windsor area, has been on the panel for the last couple of years, and Randy Allworth.
York again coming off a strong win last night over the Western Mustangs in London, a 76-66 win over the Mustangs, picking off their strong play right where they left off last night. Traveling on that 4-1 doesn't seem to bother them just yet.
Yeah, so tough to always travel and play on the road. As you see, Shosky gives over to Kawash back to Shosky. And the Yeomen picking up that win on the road with a bit of a depleted team the Lions giving up a are getting that win last night over the Western Mustangs. A little bit depleted this year by Western. It's going to be a bit of a down year. I know they're suffering from some injuries right now, and they've yet obviously to come in and play the Lancers. First substitution of the game, we have Miss Larock into the game. The St. Anne's native goes right into Jessica Clemenzo, does Kovacevic. Fires outside to Abbott. Abbott, the Lionheart from Alberta, can't get it to go from long range. Brings it down, is the consummate hustler herself, is Kovacevic. Left wing, she goes to Clemenzo. Pins, it goes inside. Bit of a cheap call, but it's made anyway. Ernest got caught. You know, one of the things we look at with Jessica, she goes about 6'3". She's got that sinewy kind of long body, and what people don't recognize is how strong she is. Her ability to hold off her defender while maintaining strong offensive position is phenomenal.
In the offseason, she worked with strength and conditioning coach Frank Jenny. Really worked on upper body strength and her footwork to help establish position better on the court. Because at this level, athleticism doesn't take you as far as it used to. So you got to really work on the specific points to your game, and that's exactly what she did.
76% shooter was errant from the line there. Shosky goes on with Larock guarding her. Notice that Larock this year is not wearing her nose guard nor her knee pad, knee brace. She does get called for the foul there. And Jocelyn, who was a product of St. Anne's and was coached by Andy Kiss, had a tough first year where she not only broke her nose, had a little concuss issue there, she had a femur/hip issue that resulted in a bit of a sore knee, but it's great to see. I think Jessica's at full health this year, as you see, worked her way into sixth-man position for the defending national champions.
For Coach Valley, that's exactly what she would love to have. Jessica Larock come off the bench and definitely providing that spunk, that grittiness, that sandpaper to this lineup that they really desire.
Well, Pangus's led Lady Lions are doing a great job here against the hometown Windsor Lancers as they lead 11-10, ladies and gentlemen. 5 minutes gone in this first quarter. Langlois from long range gets it to go down and reestablish the lead. Lancers come out full 2-2-1, full court pressure. Love to see this on both sides of the court. They're going to be aggressive. Now they come up hard. Split the defense is Kawash. Sorry, that was Shosky, and loses the ball to Kovacevic and Clemenzo. Corner is Jocelyn Rock. Goes inside to another St. Anne's product, and that's a nice work inside. Great to see Laura back. Her sister Anna is on the bench as a freshman. Laura is coming back from double knee surgery on that left knee, double ACL replacement surgery, and she gets her first basket this evening. Corner is Ernest. Ernest knocks it down. The third three by the York Yeoman. Pangus loves the long-range game. He's been coaching it for 25 years, and he says these ladies can fire it from long range. 1-3-1, a bit of a different defense. You don't see a lot of this at the college level, and I'm going to challenge Coach Pangus, who's probably forgot more basketball than I'm going to remember, but with the 1-3-1, you're really susceptible at the block. If you can get it over the first line of defense, which is the three defenders across the foul line, you can really attack the block. So let's see how long they stay in this. Short shift for Jocelyn Rock. She goes out for Emily Abbott, co-captain coming back in. Carissa Williams at the top. She's being guarded and harassed by Shosky. Nice drop in on Clemenzo. They need to shut that down. Abbott dribble drives, finds Clemenzo, and there you go. I called it, ladies and gentlemen. That's the gullible spot of the defense right there as dumped inside to Clemenzo. She's got 6 points. Sorry, check that, 8 points.
It's going to be tough for the York Lions to match up all day with that, especially with their tallest player being 6 foot. That's going to be tough, especially with the nimble Clemenzo.
And the Lancers haven't even gone to their tall lineup yet, with only Clemenzo tipping over 6'3". In the corner, fire, long range won't go. First miss from long range for the York Lions as Finn is a little errant there. Abbott comes across the foul line. She kicks it out lazily as Shosky just takes it away from her. Goes left-handed to the basket. Their leading scorer gets another deuce. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Only 1 point advantage. 17-16 for the Lancers. 3:42 left in the first quarter. Over to Abbott. She looks at it. Going to think about fire. Instead goes to Mullins. Mullins fires over top. I don't know if that was I think that was a 3-second call. Mullins was camped out in the paint there, had her Coleman stove and tent out, was in there a little bit too long.
Just like all the fans listening out there on our webcast to email us in at ssncanada or ssnwindsor.com at hotmail.com. Our first shout out goes to Unai Reedy, emailing all the way from Israel. Just want to give her love for the Lancers and hope to see some of our players, Carissa Williams and Eva Pekalova back this year with the Lancers.
About time we heard from Jan. It's already 3 minutes left in the first quarter. He's usually our first email write-in, and he was also an associate coach, a guest coach with Coach Vallée back 4 years ago. Still follows the team step for step, and if I'm not mistaken, he came in for the national championship last year to see the ladies win.
I think you're right there.
Always great. Ladies and gentlemen, we'd love to hear where you're writing in from, who you're rooting for, and let us know at ssnwindsor@hotmail.com.
That's right, Jake.
Shosky has it on the top. Should check that. That's Kawash. Kawash kicks it up top. Number 13 is Pangas. Pangas kicks to the corner to Shosky, their leading scorer, all the way to the basket and gets hacked for her troubles.
I want to check off all our fingers after that hack there, JK.
Tough play. A little bit of lazy defense by Kovacevic there, who's usually so tenacious. Part of the defensive structure for the Lancers is they like to force players to their left, to their odd hand, and did so, but didn't close out on the dribble drive, nor did help come soon enough. And you can't give a breath of air, let alone any space at all, to Shosky as she's going to slide right in there. She's picked up her third point right there, looking for her fourth.
Earlier today in practice, as Coach Vallée was running practice, her big thing was decisiveness and having her players commit to what they want to do, even on the offense and defensive end of the floor. Right here is a great example of how, get the ball and just be committed to what you're going to do. Don't second guess what you want to do.
Well, I do like Coach Pangas' move here. Most of the time, see there's the turnover.
That's exactly what I want.
Teams do not like to be pressed, and although the press didn't work, the 1-3-1 came up with that steal. They're going from a 2-2-1 full court press to a 1-3-1 zone. Fire from outside is Ernest. That shot won't go. Fighting inside is Carissa Williams, part of the World University team, along with Lean Phillip, and the turnover by Williams. She looked like she slipped on a wet spot on the floor. She picks up another rebound and kicks it to Kovacevic.
Again, from last night, she picked up the game high 11 rebounds last night, so phenomenal to see her pick up that play on.
Tough to guard that one is Kovacevic at about 6 foot tall, or a long 5'11", picks up an easy jumper mid-range from the charity stripe. Lead is 21-18, 2 minutes left. York Lions are giving the Lancers all they can handle.
Hard screen there, Jake.
Hard moving screen as we see
Haley Finn.
Yeah, I think it's Ian Pierce that caught Haley Finn. Is that right? Yeah, Haley was called her first foul of the game. Haley's only a first-year player. She tips the scales at 5'11". She's from London, and, Vince, you mentioned it. Although it has been evident with Clemenceau on the floor, the Lions are going to be hard-pressed to stay with the size, and then you turn it over to their speed lineup, which has pretty much played the entire first quarter here in both the substitution routine from Coach Vallée, and now we're seeing the quick timeout by Coach Pangas.
Excuse me there. Pangas looking like he's going to a short bench. Only has with him here tonight 5 on the floor and 3 on the bench. So it looks like he wants to run different defensive schemes against the Lancers, getting away from the traditional zone or man-to-man defense, going to 1-3-1, 2-3, and a 3-2 defense. Different looks, causing the team doesn't like to be pressed to become pressed, as you said earlier. So we'll see. Though credit to the Lions for picking up the great play as they left off from last night over the win over the Mustangs. Travel hasn't affected them, but again, the mismatch down low is going to be a key part in counteracting that with the speed that the York Lions possess.
Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That's why we've got Vinny Liberti, the Holy Names product, here working with us on the sidelines this year. A proud knight that he is. And he's giving it to you straight. Coach Pangas looking to preserve the energy of his team and just hang around long enough to steal one here against the Lancers on their home court. Barak brings it across, gives to Williams. Like to see Williams handling the ball more and more. She plays with Langlois, catch and pitch on the top. Gives over to Abbott. Abbott looks inside as we see the first appearance here by Krieger. She's inside, and a first-year player out of East Elgin High School looks to bang inside, replacing Clemenceau. Also into the game, back into the game is Kerr as she takes it, gives it back to number 13, Pangas here, and the substitutions have been going freely for both teams. 123 left, 21-18 for the Lancers.
The Lancers going with a very speedy lineup here, getting away from the bigs as they want to try to run the court and tear up this York offense.
Excellent defense by Carissa Williams as she actually jumped backwards as Shosky was driving to the basket. She avoided contact, but harass the player, in this case Shosky, enough to make her alter her shot. And that's what Carissa Williams offers you, just such great athleticism at both ends of the court.
Yeah, very, very versatile player, can offer both the offensive and defensive end of the floor, giving Chantal Vallée another weapon on top of already stacked arsenal to offer, to go against the York offense tonight.
Shosky looks inside, can't get it there, goes back over to Kerr. Kerr dribble drives, goes with the right hand as Clemenzo's been shifted back into the game. Didn't see much of Tessa Krieger, the 6'4" London native, but Clemenzo back in there. Williams on the weak side looking for the rebound. Clemenzo tips it out to Langlois. Langlois pulls out, gives it over to Carissa Williams. She does travel, as thought a little too long on that. Just moved that back pivot foot. Unlucky for Carissa Williams. Had a great time, she said. It was just such a great learning experience and a world experience. I believe her travels took her down to the heart of South America, spent some time in Brazil, learned a little bit about the international game and the challenges that it's bringing, its physicality, etc., and the commitment it takes to play for a Canadian national team.
All those things you just mentioned there, JK, can be brought back to Lancers and not only help herself, but her teammates around her in a leadership role.
Well, it's all tied up as we see number 12, Fiddy from outside, knocking it down for three. Fourth three in this quarter by the Lions. Williams up top, gives to Langlois, goes right by Ernest. Pull-up jumper is Langlois. Beautiful stroke there by her. Kawash brings it up, forgetting that she needs to keep an eye on the time as it dwindles down. And unusual, although Kawash is a third-year player, she needs to recognize that time and lost the opportunity to tie it up for her team as it's 23-21 at the first intermission.
Wow, after like, all we could talk about in that first quarter there, JK, is, again, the resilience of the York Lions. They're traveling, south from London to play a game they played last night, less than 24 hours later, to play against defending national champions, and to be tied up at the end of down 2 at the end of the first quarter is very big, especially for a squad that has the majority of players in the first or second year. So Coach Mangos right now probably very happy, again, trying to preserve that bench that he doesn't have tonight with only 3 players there that are actually on the bench. So Coach Vallée a little more, how would you say, a little more bad.
I don't know how we're going to say it. You're having trouble saying it. 2 games last night. You had to stay up late and do the press release for the Lancers here. Vince Liberti does it all for everyone here as write-ups and the whole works. And the Lancers now leading 23-21.
Yeah, it's been a long night, but it's definitely worth it, that's for sure. The Windsor Lancers here today. We're going to look big to Jessica Clemenceau, as we mentioned earlier on, but look for scrappy guard work by Laura Mullins and LaRock to come off the bench to really provide another element to this offense that York Lions are going to have to defend. Again, their multiple looks on defense for the York Lions are going to be what's big in determining what the outcome of this game is going to be today.
Well, Vince, you mentioned a couple of times the short bench that Coach Pangas has. If you would have told Coach Pangas after 10 minutes of play we're only going to be down 2 points, I think he would have said, okay, let's mail it in. We don't need to play. I'll take it. He has to scratch today Jillian Walker, Jessica Ramkison, as well as Lexis Sanese and Jenna Elliott. So of the 13 eligible players he has 4 healthy scratches. So that leaves him only 4 players off the bench. So you're absolutely right with the athleticism and depth of the Lancers. They are giving it all they have here as the reload now for the York Lions is inserted into the in the lineup right now is the same that they started with. They're going with Kawash, number 4. Number 5 is Brittany Shosky, Lindra Kerr, and Osborne, as well as Ernest at number 10. For the Lancers, they're going with Mullins off the bench, Kovacevic, Carissa Williams, Langlois, and of course Clemenceau. Well, there's what's going to happen a little bit. Laura's going to be susceptible to the dribble drive as that left wheel of hers is not at its very best, although she has recovered very well from double knee surgery. Extending their defense. Bit of a token defense just to slow down the Lancers. Now they're in the 1-3-1. Now it looks like a 2-3 matchup. They switched the defense. 2-3 matchup. Kovacevic from long range. Oh, wow. Nice
Nothing but nothing nice to watch and stroke the basketball there, Joe.
Well, she's an ex-Riverside Rebel, and the Rebels were successful last night in the AAA qualifier last night, beating St. Joe's Lasers by a formidable amount. I won't tell you who the coach of the St. Joe's Lasers is. His name is J.K., but we can't say that out loud. And the coach couldn't do anything to help his Rebels get by, as you see Kovacevic, a proud Riverside Rebel, now playing in her third year for the Lancers.
Just some quick stats there from the opening quarter. Leading all scorers, Jessica Clemenceau with 8 points. On the other side of the ball, the Lions' leading scorer was Courtney Osborne. The stat really stands out, though, is field goal, the 3-point percentage, 66% from beyond the arc for the Lions.
Nice positioning by Williams, catching the errant jump shot by Langlois as she went to the weak side. 67.8% of rebounds go weak side. Nice place to go if the young players are watching out there. 3 seconds in the key. On Mullins, she's called for her second three. I think she added a lazy boy recliner to her Coleman stove and tent there because she's been camping out. Someone needs to tell her it's the trapezoid, not the rectangle. She needs to clear the key.
Lance is very sloppy early on, and that's her 8th turnover already in this ball game.
And that's probably what's keeping it close. They only lead by 3. Nice block by Langlois. Tough for Kawash to get by. As you probably see now, the legs will get a little bit tired. Both teams having to play in this East-West Conference crossover back-to-back nights. York was in Western last night, coming down to Windsor now. Windsor hosted the Voyagers from Laurentian last night and host, obviously, the Lions here. Kurt stumbles and does dribble again. Needed to have picked that up. Tough work for Leandra inside. Leandra's tough as she's one of the stronger players on the team. Only in her second year. She's from Markham, Ontario, and tips it at about 5'8", but very athletic type player. 2-3 matchup zone. Langlois up top with Williams. Looks to Clemenceau. Clemenceau has some time looking for Mullins. Mullins does clear the key this time. Williams dribble drives. Pulls it up. Kicks it out top to Langlois. Fires at the shot clock and just hits the front of the rim, missing slightly. Mullins battles for it inside. Nice work by her inside. Clemenceau finds it. She's so gifted with that left hand.
That's all I can really say is gifted. You possess talents like that. It's insane.
This is the shift that I wanted to see. The chess move between Pangus and Chantal Vallée. Vallée has now gone to full court man-to-man, adding to the pressure they want to create and causing turnovers. Outside look, another three-point play. This one by Courtney Osborne. Nice work by her, the Markham native, 5'10", one of the bigger players, and knocking it down from the outside.
And that's exactly Coach Pangos up there on the sideline. Very proud of his women there. That's exactly what he wants, to break that shot, use a 3-ball.
Just over 7 minutes, 28-26, Lancers lead. Cutter is Mullins. She gets knocked down by Oski. Kick is over to Kovacevic. She has to fire with the shot clock going down off the back of the rim. Clemenceau battles, but it's none other than Osborne who pulls it down. Knocks down a 3, rebounds at the other end. Now she's asked to bring the ball up as well, as Shosky surprised her with that pass over the top.
Oh, here you can have the ball now.
Yeah, take it, please. This pressure is getting to them. Well, Kawash has been doing a nice job handling the ball there with Langlois hanging all over her. Oh, good dribble drive this time by. Oh, great work inside by Osborne, taking it to the right hand, and I think that's going to be a foul on a push foul. Number 5, Kovacevic.
Coach Pangos taking a timeout here, but he's in the referee's here. He's saying twice that's a push off with the arm going up court, so he's letting them making the ref aware of what's happening there, just in case he might not see it.
Well, timeout goes to the Lancers, their first timeout of the second half. And at this point, the Lancers need to settle down in terms of giving up easy opportunities and open looks. The open looks still have to be made, and of course the Lions have been doing that from outside. I'd be a little bit more concerned with the dribble drive on the right baseline, and that last time, right down the middle with no help coming, Kovacevic gave up the right-hand dribble to Osborne, and she took it right to the tin to finish.
Thinking about Coach Vallée right now, and she's probably thinking to herself, we just went over this 8 hours ago. How are we making the same mistakes? In practice, they really harped on that, transition defense and really, bring the person down low, rotating, and not exactly what she wants to see. She's letting her assistants know that. She's unhappy, and she's letting her players know that.
Well, as we wrap up this timeout by the Lancers, if we got a chance working with our crack crew up top of the field house here at the St. Denis Center, I'd love to get a shot of the Amherst General rookie team. They are on their rookie night as Sarah Bondi, the veteran on the team in grade 11 and a floor leader for the AA contending Ontario potential champions here, has brought their 5 rookies in. They're dressed up from dunce caps to funky beards to taped basketballs to their hands to balloons on their shoulders and crazy colorful wigs. So just adding to the spirit here at the home of the national champions.
Yeah, just something different every night here at the St. Denis Center, that's for sure.
Slightly smaller crowd than last night. I would say it's probably about a fifth of the crowd that we had last evening, as it was the ring ceremony for the national champions presented by Richard Petty. Fine supporter of both the men's and the women's program. 2-2-1. Yep, 2-2-1 pressure on all makes at the foul line. Jessica Gordon's into the game at 6'6". Also into the game is Krieger. The Lancers have now gone big. Krieger and Gordon are huge. 6'4", 6'6". Look for them to go tandem, high-low. Krieger on the top. Kicks to Kovacevic. Back to Langlois. Langlois thinks about it. Instead, dribble drives, goes right to the basket, and gets the harm as hands were raised by Ernest, but Samantha gets called with the bump foul. Samantha needs to be careful here. I believe it's at least her second. Yes, it is her second. And
it is.
With her picking up her second, Coach Pangas has to give her fair warning. Stay down, don't bump, because we need you throughout this whole contest. First one won't go. Score is tied, 28-all. 6 minutes left in the second quarter.
You mentioned, Gordon and Krieger coming into the game. That's going to be another big mismatch here for the York Lions. The size just does not add up for the Lions. The only way you're going to beat that is with a 3-ball. Right now they're doing that.
And it is. You just called it, Vinny. And their leading scorer, Shosky, knocks it down from the outside. Lancers trail now, 29-31.
And there's that pressure you're talking about, and that's what Valley's been working on in practice, to break that pressure.
Well, it also eats up the clock. Langlois and, nice drive. There's the high-low. In this case, Gordon was going to Krieger. The two London natives can't seem to get it connected. One's from Mother Teresa, the other's from St. Algan. They couldn't get that thing to go. Errant jump shot, rebound is to Langlois. Almost misses the rebound, loses the handle on it, picks it up quick. Comes to Larocque. Larocque on the left wing goes into Gordon. Gordon looks to Krieger, goes over the top to Langlois, kicks down to the corner to Kovacevic, finds Krieger inside. That's twice Krieger has mishandled just ever so slightly. Jessica Gordon mid-range, can't get it to go. Good hustle by Kovacevic, couldn't come up with the loose ball. It was corralled by Osborne, and she hands off to Pangas, who kicks to the corner to Ernest. Ernest won't get it to go. Good box out by Larocque, but it's Ernest, in this case, Pangas, who comes up with her own loose ball after her three-point attempt. Ernest will fire. Krieger's got it out by center. She's proven that she can make it. I believe that's the sixth.
Sixth it is.
Not seventh. Their seventh. Right. Three-point shot. They're owning the three-point stripe are these Lions, 34-29. They have the Lancers on the ropes here in this second quarter with 5 minutes to play.
If you're the Windsor Lancers, you got to respect that they can knock down that 3-ball.
Gordon goes to the corner to Larocque. Larocque sets and shoots. Nothing but the bottom of the well. Nice answer. Best way to answer a three is with a three. Lancers on it, full court, man-to-man. Krieger, Gordon, Kovacevic, Langlois, and Larocque. Ernest fires from the corner again. That's a hot spot for her. Actually, everywhere's hot for her. She can't miss. We got to keep that kid on the floor.
Anything you can do, I can do better.
She is just firing it. Samantha's having the game of her life. This first-year Oakville native is just lighting it up. Kovacevic looks inside to Gordon, thinks better of it. Langlois skips over high to Krieger. Krieger to Larocque. High post is Gordon. Fire from long range is Kovacevic. Fighting for it is Langlois. She finds it. Kick tips it to Gordon, who goes right back to Langlois' dribble drive. And the finger roll. She learned that playing for the Core City Hoops teams as tough work for Maya Langlois driving to the basket.
Yeah, Lions up 5 here early, with about 4 minutes to go in the opening half, and Coach Pangos has to be nothing but proud of his girls right now. We have a timeout here with York. Probably again, Coach Pangos trying to slow down the pace, trying to give his girls as much as possible, and extending those legs like we mentioned earlier for the York Lions.
Well, Vince Liberti called it, ladies and gentlemen. There's 4:02 left in this quarter, and at this point, the Lions are up 5. We're marking that in our books right now. It is a timeout by Coach Pangas. If it was my choice, I'd have let them play because they were on a roll. But he knows his Lady Lions far better than I do, and I think right now it's a classic one of those fatigue breaks. You're a little over halfway through the quarter. You only get 2 timeouts in the first half. You might as well use them, otherwise you lose them.
That's right.
For the second half. So there you have it, 37-32. Lancers trail on their home court with just over 4 minutes to play in the second quarter.
We're going to see now, you can clearly see the York bench here, the starters sitting on the bench, towels over their head, taking the water, clear sign of fatigue, but Coach Pangos trying to get him in the half there with the lead, or break, maybe possibly tied. And that's 4 minutes are going to be big, see what the York Lions can do. And for Coach Valley and the Lancers, how they can respond. Maybe go one of those classic runs to do it clear, Hobie Strong to close out a half. So it'll be very big to see what happens in the last 4 minutes. Very crucial, leading to the final outcome of this ball game.
We should mention, as you just observed, Vinny, that Coach Pangos' Lady Lions looked a little fatigued, as well they should be. Coach Valley has countered that by going 9 deep, sending Krieger and Gordon back to the bench. They did their job. He's now substituted Mullins and Clemenzo. Mullins, as we said, coming back after knee surgery. Laura is in her 4th year, so trying to get that veteran combo of Mullins and Kovacevic in her 3rd year on the floor with Langlois, Larocque, and Abbott. Langlois goes off. Carissa Williams comes on. Full court man-to-man is the switch now by the Lancers. I love this. You're not going to get it by her. You better throw a rocket because Carissa Williams will steal it, dish it, and Clemenza will do it.
That was almost Boston Celtics there with the
Boy, we're going to go footnote circa 1982 on that one, Vinny. You're absolutely right. Brown steals the ball. Brown steals the ball.
Very reminiscent, that's for sure.
That's absolutely right. Who did he cut on the pass going to the basket? Dennis Johnson.
That's right.
That's exactly right.
Somebody's before my time, but
fair inbounding to Isaiah Thomas. What do you mean before your time? You can't quote it and then not say it's part of your time, brother.
Very true, very true.
2-2-1 pressure, full court by the Lions. Carissa Williams comes up with Larocque on the right wing. She takes it. Has Abbott looking for a 3-point opportunity on the left side. Instead, she kicks down low. Oh, this is a beautiful play. Going to the pass position with your back to the baseline. It's actually not a scoring position. It's a passing position. Laura Mullins fills that so very, very well.
Again, great guard play there by Laura Mullins, coming with that back-to-back ACL surgery, looking here to head depth here for the Lancers.
And just want to give a footnote to my Lady Lasers, who we coached at St. Joe's this year. That play is what I tried to teach them all year.
Oh, let's see how it is.
Well, what it does is, and we've got a little bit of stop in the action, is it changes the DNA of the zone. The zone is so used to facing forward. As soon as you make them turn backwards, they don't know where the offense is cutting from. As you saw, Clemenzo cuts easy basket. Change the DNA of the zone. Williams pulls it out, kicks to the right wing to Abbott. Smart play by Abbott, goes across. Now they make the zone move all the way across to Larocque. Larocque and Williams play catch. Williams going to fire from other. Confidence from outside. That's happening. Well, let's go for it. 37-32. Now it's 40-37. The Yeomen have been outscored by 8 points here in the last less than 2 minutes. Sorry, the Lions. Smack me every time I say Yeomen.
You might have a bruise after the end of the game.
Well, you know I keep giving me old-time quotes. Cover can't get it to go. Nice pull-up by her. Rebound comes out to Williams. Williams finds Larocque. Larocque kicks back to Mullins. Mullins dumps inside. Tough-looking pass. Clemenzo right off of her hand. Probably a little advised, a little bit forced there. Didn't really need that, as Mullins will be substituted for Kovacevic. Revolving door by Coach Valley.
Yeah, keeping the legs fresh. Want to make sure that the Lancers up that tempo.
Another turnover. There it is.
Turnover.
Well, a combination of fatigue and pressure. So if you do it mathematically in the calculus department here at the University of Windsor, you've got fatigue plus pressure equals TO. Turnovers, Vinny. Come on, work with me, buddy. You
I'm trying, buddy. I'm trying.
Got to go
long
here.
Long nights.
Basketball calculus. Inbounds from Abbott to Kovacevic. Abbott comes out left side, sets up for three. Williams is there. She just fired a three recently. 40-37, 2 minutes left in the second quarter. 2-3 zone by the Lions. Lions, I said. And kicks it out to Williams. Williams looks for a second three in a row. Can't get it to go. Clemenzo's there to clean the glass. They're letting them play as she got roughed up on that rebound. Abbott kicks over to Langlois, makes the zone work to Kovacevic. Inside to Clemenzo, pushes off just ever so slightly. Abbott finds range, can't get it to go, instead passes to Kovacevic. Into Clemenzo. Started hoop in the Harlem, won't go, but she'll go to the charity stripe for 2.
Last 4 minutes are getting really, really physical, JK. Nothing but physicalness down low. Jessica Clemenzo getting shoulder left and right. She's getting smothered after every rebound. Kovacevic going through defenders like it's football out there. But, you know, the refs, Barry Cullen and company, letting them play.
Well, much to the pattern from last year where Clemenzo led them in scoring at 19 a game. She led them last night with 17 points, 7 of which came from the charity stripe, picking up another one for herself there. I believe she's into double figures. Her and Ernest are the 2 in double figures. Ernest for the Lions. Rebound is errant, and it goes to Williams, who kicks it over to Kovacevic. Kovacevic is into Clemenzo, and hold on the inside is Haley Flynn. Haley only tips the scales at 5'11". Clemenzo towers over her. I think they're being generous at 5'11" for her.
The Lancers here on a 9-0 run. JK with a minute 30 left.
Well, if I did remember the quote, you were calling Coach Valet and the Lancers out. I think you're giving them a little call out and says, listen, you're trailing by 5 in your house of the national champions.
You got to take care of business. You don't let someone come into your house and knock you around, JK.
Well, the big difference, I think, is that as much as a single basket was scored with Krieger and Gordon in there, Coach Valet did go big. It didn't exactly work. She came out with her Panther lineup, and I refer to the Panther lineup for how tenacious they are in defense.
Very tenacious,
full court pressure has been getting to the Lions. So I'm going to go with Panther defense over the Lions offense.
I would agree.
Somehow that calculus works as well.
That calculus works in my head. That makes total sense. And again, look for Coach Valet to really up the tempo the last minute 30 here in the opening half. You know, try to extend that lead as much as they can with these Lions fatiguing relatively hard here in the last minute or so. So we'll see what Coach Valet has to offer, if the Lions can respond and, you know, stop the bleeding, so to say.
Well, I think this is one of those examples where Coach Valet probably didn't need the timeout, but since it's a use or lose situation, she called it, and if anything, she probably said, let's keep our foot on the pedal. We've got it on their throat. Let's keep it on the pedal here and make this thing work. Lancers inbound underneath. Fifth-year Emily Abbott has it inside, goes to Langlois. Langlois pulls it out. Abbott comes off of the double screen but comes back, exchanges with Kovacevic. 2-3 zone. They're looking to go to that pass position on the baseline. There's Langlois. She's in it. There's the kick over to Langlois. Abbott probably could have cut. That's 2 she shot air balls from. She's still trying to find her range here tonight. That's a cutting position. She could have stepped in for an easy 15-footer. Instead, she took the 19.5 three-point shot and hit nothing but H2O. Water at the bottom of the well.
Oh, I love the analogy, JK. No, I love them.
Lions come across the timeline. Kawash has it. Being hounded by Carissa Williams. Oh, pull up is Shosky. She kicks over top to Ernest. Ernest can't get that to go. It comes off of the rebound to Clemenzo. Langlois to the trailing Clemenzo. Fires the jumper. 2 jumpers in a row by the Lancers. The timeout wasn't sufficient to get them to settle down offensively. 41-37, 42 seconds left. Shosky's shot doesn't go. It's been a while since the Lions have scored. Fast break opportunity to Carissa Williams.
Roughly 3.5 minutes.
In the paint is Clemenzo. Pass goes. She wasn't able to handle it. Jump ball goes to the Lancers. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we got a report over the internet, and you can write us at SSN Canada,
SSN
Windsor at hotmail.com. And we just found out the sound hasn't been that great, so let us know if the quality is good for us, and we will make sure we can make any fixes we have to. Clemenzo tips, rattles, and rolls, finds the backboard, and knocks it in, picking up her 15th point of the game.
Nothing but a force down low there, JK.
43-37. Lancers are finishing with an 11-point run, 11-0 run, since Pangas called a timeout with 4:37 left in the quarter. Shosky kicks it over. Hard luck to Finn. She can't get it to finish. Lancers now at the break take a 43-37 lead. Well, you called them out, Vince Liberti.
And they came right out and showed me right out.
11-0 run, and that's what national champions, that's what consummate champions do. They find a way to get it done. They found their groove, if you will.
And for Coach Pangos, you got to be wondering, was that timeout warranted? Maybe not call that timeout with 4 minute mark to go. If he calls that timeout, or maybe lets him keep playing, maybe the run keeps going forward. Who knows? But with that run, maybe he really stopped some momentum, and maybe that's the reason why they're down 6 points here with going into the second half.
Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That's the call of the first half. I'm J.K. Kennedy, and with me is Vince Liberti. I'm just going to do a little technical shout-out. We've asked for you to write in at ssnwindsor@hotmail.com. Yayan has written in from Israel saying that we have a little bit of difficulty. Sometimes it's the streaming, sometimes it's the hookup, but if we're having difficulty with any of our audio portion of the program, we'd love for you to give us an email and let us know if we're coming through at least loud and clear. As much as we want to hear from you and your observations about the game, the technical side would help us get better. It's 43-37. We're going to take about a 14-minute break here as the teams are in the locker rooms ready to make their adjustments. We'll make a few adjustments as well.
Welcome back, folks, here to the St. Anna Center. I'm Vince Liberty. JK will be joining me shortly here doing some sideline reporting. 43-37 Lancers here, about to open up the third quarter. Just some quick stats here to give out here just before we start here the second half. Leading the Windsor Lancers, 17 points in that opening half was Jessica Clemenson. And on the other side of the ball was Courtney Osborne, leading them with 12 points on their own. Oh, welcome into the booth here now. We got Mike Ferraro. Mike, say hi.
Hey, how's it going, Vince? Just filling in here for JK, who's going to be with us in a few short moments here, so he's going to fill in with you here on the SSN booth.
Good defense early on here by the Lancers. Emily Abbott moves the ball back up court. Langlois finds Clemenson easy off the glass with the left hand. Oh, it's too pretty to watch that, Mike. You can do it all night long.
Yeah, and that's already going to be her 19th points of the evening so far, Vince. Having a monster night.
Laying off, and that's the model that Coach Hurley likes to hear. Here's number 14. Osborne has the ball. Over top to number Scout. K-Wash. Drops it in for 2. Cuts the lead to 6. Again, that dribble and drive penetration, Mike, is going to be key to the success here with the York Lions in the second half.
Yeah, you said it. I mean, they've done well so far coming in here and competing against the Lancers. They're going to have to maintain that in the second half now.
Laura Mullins, Emily throws the ball away. There's a pass. It's picked up by number 5 there, Brittany Skosic. K-Wash. Osborne fakes, goes right, puts it up. One too many steps there. It's loud in the NBA, but not the only way there. Mike, take one from JK if I can. Copyrights always to JK.
If that guy got paid a dime every time he had one of his sayings said, be a rich man there.
Well said, Mike. Couldn't have said it better myself. Langlois puts the ball over to Crystal Williams. Finds Clemenson, goes left. Abbott fakes, thinks about it. Goes up with it. Graham on the play there. She'll go to line for 2.
Yeah, and you know what? Abbott's been a bit quiet so far in this game. I know she's only had 2 points in the first half, so nice to see her get involved a bit more in the offense here in the second half, and hopefully she'll step up her game here for the Lancers.
Yeah, only 2 points in the opening half, but looking to become a little bigger part of the offense here in the second half. Trains the first one there.
Well, she also only played 10 minutes in the first half, so, Coach Valet saving her veteran for maybe the second half run here.
Clemenson with 3 men on the miss there. Kovacevic, top of the key to Langlois, guarded closely there by K-Wash. Habit, set up a defense. Kovacevic down low, wide open. Kick ball. It's missed, but Williams kicks it back out for 3. Nothing but the bottom of the twine.
A little game of follow the bouncing ball that time. Ends up in Emily Abbott's hands, and she drains it.
That gives her 5 points in there in the second quarter, in the second half. Sends the Lancers lead double digits to 10 points. Skawich goes left, off the glass. Can't get the fortunate bounce. Ball gets inbound out to Langlois. In transition. Tries to find Kovacevic just behind her. As the ball goes out of bounds. 7:34 remaining here in the third quarter. Welcome back in the booth here, J.K. Kennedy, doing a little sideline reporting.
Catching up for the information for the second half of our doubleheader here on the SSN Network. 49-39, Lancers lead by 10. Nice to see that. Still up, but a easy hoop by Shosky inside. That's got to be prevented. That's way too easy by Langlois.
You can't have that here, so she had the break there, J.K.
Kovacevic up top, receives a screen. York comes out man-to-man and gets the steal. Nice adjustment by Coach Pangas there. Needs to go man-to-man to get back into this game. They're trailing by 8. Abbott, oh my goodness. Oh, boy, she's been hoping for every shot to go in. Just kind of uncomfortable, which is unusual for a fifth-year player and a veteran that she is, obviously. But Kawash takes it across the timelines. Token pressure by the Lancers here have backed off ever so slightly. Shosky from the outside won't go. Fighting for it is Ernest. Goes off of her, but Clemenzo steals it to Kerr. Kerr kisses it off the glass. Thank you very much. Assist to Jessica Clemenzo.
A little trickery there for all the bouncing ball, if you do say so myself. So
I have to check that if you do say so myself. Good, I like that. 2-3, so switching defense. Langlois fires from the outside. Clemenzo and Abbott battle for it. Abbott comes down with it, but it's jump ball called.
We're hearing Emily Abbott's name early and often here in the second half. Already has six points here early going, and she's getting her nose a little dirty, so to say.
Yeah, much better start to the second half than she had in the first half.
Like Mike mentioned earlier, only playing 10 minutes there. As Coach Valley's probably saving her for the second half.
LaRock pulls up, short front of the rim. Kawash with the rebound. She pushes left side, opportunity for herself there. Drives all the way to the basket. LaRock box off. Nice defense there. That rebound is by Kawash, getting her own rebound and gets fouled by Abbott.
Almost overrunning the basket there a little bit, you think there, Jake?
Well, that's why I think it was a no call in terms of LaRock's slight bump as Kawash went to the basket, but the reach is what was called there by Emily Abbott. Got caught, offensive rebound. Nice work by Kawash there. Kawash was their second leading rebounder last year, averaging about 10 points a game. Shosky at 13 points a game. Misses her second. 51-44, 5 minutes and 52 seconds left here in the third quarter. 2-3 zone by the Lions. LaRock on the right baseline. Looks to find that special spot for Kovacevic. She's running the baseline herself. LaRock fires from 2-point range. No, it's three. She's just behind, towed the line. Nice work by her. She's got 2 long-range threes. And when Jocelyn is hitting that, the Lancers are in good shape. Up by 10 now, 5:29 left in the third quarter. Ernest fires from outside. Little rushed on that one. Clemenzo pulling down another rebound for her. She had 6 in the first half to go along with her 17 points. That gives her 8 rebounds here in the game. Fighting for it are the Lions. Nice work for them. Their pride is showing here as they're looking to battle back, trailing by 10 and 5 minutes left in the quarter. Kawash is up top. She's setting things up and does set the tempo for the Lions. Kicks on the corner is Pangas. Pangas can't get by LaRock. She's playing great defense there. The red shoes are flashing, but they can't get by the hungry Lancers. And the bump is going to be called there right on Kovacevic. She needed to slide and recover. Instead, she bumped and pushed.
A little bit different methods, but
Yeah, exactly. Referees won't allow it, though.
No, unfortunately, they will not.
So into the game is Laura Mullins, as well as Maria Langlois, to go along with Abbott and LaRock. So a small, tenacious lineup with Kovacevic being the biggest player out there at only 5'11", yet they about match the Lions in size. Looks like Coach Vallée wants to go with a little speedier lineup. And it does pay off with the turnover for the Lions.
Oh. Well, it looks like there was a little bit of a foreign object there on the court.
Foreign object?
Yeah, I noticed it by K-Wash.
It's a WWE here move. Had it in her wristband, the flying razor. 2-3 zone by the Lions. Langlois just goes right through the heart of the zone, pulls up for a jumper. That's a smooth running shot by the Catholic Central product here. Nice work by Maya Langlois.
Almost made it look way too easy there, JK.
12-point lead for the Lancers. This is a tough defense. Now Abbott is outsized here as Ernest turns around and fires right over top. Called that one as soon as the catch and turn was made. Abbott cannot play behind. Front, half front, full front, but you can't leave yourself in a reverse position there defensively. Kawash comes across the timeline as she picked up the steal and the errant pass from Abbott. Pangas has it now. She's going to set up. Cutters fly through for the Lions. Popping out on the wing is check that, is 14, Osborne. Looks inside to Ernest. She turns and shoots as well. 2 in a row from there. Won't go for her. Mullins with the rebound. Kicks to Langlois. Langlois across the timeline. Goes in deep to Abbott. Abbott thinks about it. Waits patiently as Mullins now comes to the post position. Mullins will play that 3-4 position. Outsides at the 4, but very good at the 3. Langlois on the right side. Rim and long is Langlois. Clearing of the glass. Not much offensive glass effort there by the Lancers as Osborne clears. Pangas over to Kawash. Kawash being guarded by Langlois. Dribble drive comes in. Tough for her. Abbott with a great help out. On the right side is Osborne. She fakes, rattles and rolls. Can't get it to go. Good defense and great effort by LaRock. Defense by Kovacevic. Potential steal by Laroque. And only 7 seconds left on the shot clock. Multiple substitutions coming into the game. So coming in now are the two starters, Shosky and Kerr. Timeout is now being called. I think by Pangus with 3 minutes left in the third quarter as he needs to rest his Lady Lions.
Letting the referee know it's a third time. Trying to understand the words. Third time he got tapped on the wrist and they've missed it apparently. So Pangus is letting the referee know what he's seeing and why he's not being called.
I got to give a shout out to the veteran referee Ian Pierce. He is the head official. He is responsible for all communication for both coaches, and he let, in this case, Bill Pangus, he showed him the respect of listening to him.
Yes, and as a coach, that's huge.
Sometimes, and although I've not worn the stripes in a major competition such as this, but sometimes the referees don't give the coaches their due, and he just wants to be heard. He's not, he's vying for it. He wants the next call, but a man like Bill Pangus has been around for 25 years. He's forgotten more basketball than I'm ever going to know, and that's just a great job by Ian Pierce managing the game, managing the coaches. Just a great presence out there by the head referee.
That's exactly, you hit it right on the head there, JK. It's very simple, just wants to be heard, wants to have his point, even if the referees don't listen, the fact that they just sit there, didn't say nothing, said, okay, I understand what you're saying, I'll take it into consideration. It's all a coach wants to hear, and just know that his voice is being heard and he's not falling upon deaf ears.
Canadian National Player of the Year back into the game, Clemenceau, with Mullins in the front court, with Laroque, Langlois, and Williams playing the backcourt. 3-guard rotation for the Lancers. On the wing, won't go there. It's a tough drive because it's blocked right back in her spigot. Finn goes where a Finn shouldn't go as she got it blocked. Not only blocked, but blocked right off her own foot. Ball goes to the Lancers.
Not in my house, as Dikembe Mutombo would say. And just for all you people listening out there, let us know what you feel.
Let us know what tea remedy, throat remedy,
yes,
Vinny needs to
I'll take
use.
Whatever. I'll take any suggestion at this point. But if you just let us know who you think the player of the game is so far, how the game's going along, any matchups you might like, just email us in at ssnwindsor@hotmail.com. We'll gladly give you a shout out here in the St. Denis Center, courtside as always.
As always, yeah. Well, actually, as always, this year, as we've moved down from the hinterland at the top of the St. Denis Center, where we used to call it like a hockey team, for crying out loud. That's where they call hockey games from. Not basketball. We're on the court this year. And ladies and gentlemen, the neat part about calling the game on the internet and the SSN network is we can make you a part of the broadcast. Write us in at ssnwindsor@hotmail.com. Kerr goes to work, can't get it to go. Langlois with the rebound. Her head is up, finds Williams. Williams, the one-hand stab, pulls it down, and
athleticism there, JK. Step up pass, just a little bit ahead of her, but she's able to use her athleticism, crowd it in, and put it in with the right hand.
A Jordan Brescason-like catch, deep from Austin Kennedy.
The smiles on his face courtside there, JK. He's not
a wide receiver-like catch. Kerr goes to work in the paint again on Mullins. Oh, they're going to call that. Are you kidding me? Wow. Well, I just gave credit to referee Pierce, and Mullins is...
He gives a reason why not to give him credit there. Hoy.
Kerr didn't even lose the ball, but they called the quick slap, but I heard leather rather than slap, but he's had a much better angle than I. Kerr inside, bouncing back and forth on Mullins. She's still being aggressive. Great work by Laura. Fires by Kerr. You want her to do that. That's not her forte. Clemenceau picking up a double-double now as she's got 17 points and 10 rebounds. Cross pass by Mullins. Williams kicks it out to Laroque. Laroque to Langlois. Langlois into Clemenceau. She kicks back out to Langlois. Nice work by the Lancers, sharing the puck.
Ball movement is considerably improved since the first half.
If you're the defense, one of the things you could observe, and our picture, our angle kind of picks it up so well. If we had the benefit of replay, every pass caused the defense to sink, to sink, to sink. Every pass did that in that situation, thus the opening for Langlois to dribble drive right to the tin, hoop in the harm, chance for a three-point play the hard way.
It's like every pass that Lancers make collapses, and as you can see, as Clemenceau got the ball down low, there's 4 people on her because it wasn't because it just happened to be there. It happened to be that as the defense collapsed on top of her.
That is a underrated part of Jessica's game, her ability to pass out of the double team. She doesn't have help as Eva Paklova is still suffering from concussion-like syndrome and will not be available until she's medically reevaluated on Monday. Most of the time, Clemenceau will get a little bit of a rest by Eva Paklova, and Paklova is also a starter here, so that's why we're seeing Mullins so much, and a little bit of Krieger and Jordan.
But as Laura Mullins would say, the amount of floor time she's getting, it's more minutes for her, helps her improve as a player.
Up top is Ernest. She drives left-handed. She can't get that to go. That's not part of her forte. Williams pulls the rebound down, but does throw it off of Ernest, who is fighting for her own offensive rebound. First time appearance now as Coach Pangus is going deep into his bench. Number 21, April Hill, the third-year player, only 5'7" out of Montreal, Quebec. So Coach Pangus is now having to unload his bench, as fatigue is definitely taking its toll here as Kerr goes back to the bench.
Again, that zone defense, that 2-3 defense that York is famous for.
Boy, I just got a chance to watch LaRock work on the back baseline there, and she just hid from the Lions. As Kovacevic pulls down a rebound, does the old Mikan move, spins it off the backboard. George Mikan, the original big man in the NBA, and we're pulling him out of the hat now, Vinny. But that's a great move by Clemenzo to skip that off the backboard.
I don't know if I can go any older there, Jake.
No, you cannot.
Might be out of my time reset, that's for sure.
People think that Wilt Chamberlain changed the game. It was George Mikan who changed the game, the original big man for the Minneapolis Lakers. Mullins back into the game. LaRock slides to the bench for Coach Valet.
Let's see if my memory serves me correct here. He did come out of UCLA, correct?
Mikan, boy, I think he was, I believe, a Purdue product. He was a Midwestern boy, and he went to the Minneapolis Lakers. They actually changed the game because of him. Had to widen the key. He was gifted inside, would do these crazy shots off the backboard. He knew it so very well. We teach our young players those same moves today. Clemenzo inside, left-handed hook, finds the backboard and in. She's now at 19 points in the game and 10 rebounds.
If Mikan was still around right now, he'd be nothing but ear-to-ear smile with that move from Jessica Clemenzo.
Absolutely. Just owning the paint. She goes to work in there, and it's hard to stop her from doing business. Long-range shot by Shosky, it won't go. She had to take it with the clock dwindling down.
Shosky coming out of the half. Coming out of the half. Going straight to the free throw line in the three-point arc there. Maybe working on her stroke, trying to work out that kink she might have had there in the first half. Again, we'd like to remind all our listeners out there that if you have a thought, comment, just if you want to have a shout out, please hit us up here at ssnwindsor@hotmail.com. We'll gladly read it on the air, let you know your thoughts, what you're thinking, even how we're doing. If you think I'm doing a great job, Jake, let us know. We always love to hear from our listeners.
Average at best we are. Average at best.
Yes, as always.
We should also say, for those of you that are tuning into the game after its completion, as I often do on the SSN network, what a great way to watch games and catch up on teams in other divisions and other parts of the other divisions in Canada. If you're doing so, still give us that email, because in our next broadcast, which will be 2 weeks here at the St. Denis Center, we will give you a shout out at that time. We always love to hear from you. Yes, with a minute left here as the coaches get the benefit of the long 2-minute break between quarters. Coach Pangus now trailing by 19, trailing at 11 at half, and now trailing by 19 here in the third quarter.
All we have here written from Yinin, let us know that Mikan went to DePaul, class of 1946. As J.K. mentioned there.
He was Midwest, and I just didn't know which school he was, but DePaul, the Chicago product that he was, so class of 46. So Yayan obviously has the benefit of the internet. We were relying on our feeble brain power there to get that done. I did mention that I mismentioned that the Lancers were leading by 11. The Lancers went on an 11-0 run to finish the half. They had 43 at the half. They scored 22 points in that quarter alone.
Wow.
22 points in that quarter alone, and held the Lions to only 9 points. Now you see the lead for the Lancers at 19. Quash takes it up on Carissa Williams, a formidable task at very best. Finn on the wing. She looks to be getting by Clemenzo. Won't happen there. Shosky being guarded and goes by Langlois. Langlois goes for the block. It won't go. Basket by Shosky.
Just some quick stats here for me for the first opening half, or the third quarter. Jessica Clemenceau building on her 19 points per game average, 21 points so far with 12 rebounds, 8 of them on the defensive end, and chipping in with 14 of her own. Mia Langlois, it's Catholic-centric product. Catholic Central product, complementing nicely there on the other end. However, York Lions, Courtney Osborne adding 12 of her own, 4 rebounds, has the Lancers here are up 18.
Good collapse defense by the Lions. Quash comes up with the ball. Boy, they're looking to collapse right on Clemenceau as soon as any pass attempt is made by any of the other Lancers. Osborne over the top to Hill. Hill comes back to Osborne. They're playing a little bit of catch. Dribble drive is Osborne. Blocked by Clemenceau. Nope. Barry Cullen calls the foul.
The number that stands out, though, for me for this game right now is the York Lions shooting an impressive 8 for 14 above the arc, good for 57%.
8 for 14.
Yep.
Not bad shooting at all.
No, not at all.
Have gotten up 18 three-pointers and have made good on 33% of theirs.
As we have a moment here, I'd like to give a shout out to my boy Isaac Kwan. Facebooked me today, let me know that he's proud of what we're doing here in SSN Canada, and that he's always listening in for the men and women Lancers. So just give you a little shout out saying hello, and hopefully everything's going well up there in London.
Osborne can't get it to go. Rebound went to Kovacevic. Williams has it on the left wing, looks inside to Kovacevic, over the top to Langlois, patiently back to Williams. Nice triangle offense by the Lancers. Over to Abbott on the weak side. Abbott short arms it again. Boy, if it wasn't for bad luck, she'd have no luck at all in her last couple of attempts. Kawash being guarded by Abbott, goes by her, pulls it back, and fires 3. That's Shosky, sorry, not Kawat. And a nice shot there by Shosky. Shosky now has 11, picking up 5 of the Lions' last 5 points. Love this offense where they look right inside immediately to Clemenceau. Use Kovacevic on the baseline. Langlois on the top. Tough to defend. 2-3 zone has been their forte for most of this game. Langlois pulls up and drops it in for 3. A pullback 3 by Langlois. Good gracious. How do you guard it?
It's kind of Kobe-esque right there, if I do say so myself.
That's exactly right. Kawash on top, being guarded by Williams. She finds Ernest on the right wing. Ernest over to Hill. Hill on the top to Shosky. Shosky, nothing to go there. 6 seconds on the shot clock. She better take this, and she does. Being held up by Maya Langlois. Held, but not fouled. 3 seconds on the shot clock. They'll have to get one off quick as LaRock and Mullins, the St. Anne Saints pair, come back into the game.
Laura Mullins has to be careful right here. She has 3 fouls so far in the game. She probably doesn't want to pick one up here with 7:45 to go.
Hill has the ball, looks inside to Ernest, and needed to have shot that. You catch with 3 seconds left. It's not a passing situation. It's a shooting situation. And it looked like Kovacevic was going to let her shoot it as well, just like Hill had no confidence to do so. Substituting for Hill now is number 14, Courtney Osborne. So it's Osborne, Ernest, Pengus, Finn, and Kawash into the game. It looks like Pengus is now substituted out as well, as Shosky is in for her.
Again, the York Lions here going to a 1-2-2 defense. Again, the difference in defense is always trying to mix it up, trying to make it a little more difficult for the Lancers and their penetration game that they so often go to.
Short shift for Osborne. Osborne went in for a single whistle. She's got her left shin heavily bandaged, and Hill came right back in. That was less than a 30-second shift for Osborne. Interesting. Be interesting just to find that out. I think there's an injury issue with Osborne as she tried to make a go of it on that left leg. She couldn't, but who can is none other than Shosky. She's playing excellent here the last few minutes for the York Lions. Mullins inside, goes to Kovacevic. She pulls it down. What's the call? 3 in the key. Wow. 1-2-3. 1-2-3.
Is that Laura Mullins again there, Jay?
No, it wasn't this time.
I was going to say,
Mullins passing to Kovacevic as at this point, it was 7 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Coach Valet wants to settle her troops down as they lead now by 14, had extended the lead to 19. So they're not going away, these York Lions. They just keep staying around, and hopefully they can make a run here as Coach Pengus will have a chance to well, reassert his charges here with the last 7 minutes in the contest.
And that's a big thing that the Windsor Lancers have to worry about. Coming off a championship season, as any team that coming into the building here, if they do get up big, is always to make sure they keep the pedal to the metal and not, allow a team to creep back in. As we saw last night, they definitely did not allow that to happen with the Voyagers. And again, here they want to make sure they do the same thing with the York Lions and put them away when when your enemy is down.
Well, both teams got an early start on the year as Coach Pangus took his team to the Helen Campbell tournament early in the year, which was, I believe, out east. And
yes,
the Lady Lancers did a trip out west where they were soundly beaten, not only by Regina, who beat them by 20-plus points, an off night for the Lancers there, maybe adding a little bit of humility to their game plan, but they also played on the NCAA national runner-up Notre Dame University in Notre Dame in South Bend, and were resoundingly trounced by them. So they've been well schooled here, and there's going to be no letdown by Valet as she's really put her team through their paces in the preseason.
A crowd of 8,000 was on hand to witness that game, the biggest for an exhibition game in women's NCAA history.
I mean, biggest game in women's history. I missed that.
Biggest crowd to take in an exhibition game to an international opponent.
Excellent. There he is, Vinny Liberti, giving up all the stats for us here, ladies and gentlemen. What a great experience for the girls to play in South Bend in front of 8,000 people. We have just under 8,000 people here tonight.
Roughly,
slightly under.
7,090 on 100, a couple of them on the top.
Obstructed view seats that are there as well, as the Lions are charging now, and it's Kawash to the basket. No help there by Mullins as she went right by, I believe it was Abbott who was on the guard there. 68-56, only a 12-point lead, 6 minutes left in the contest. LaRock on the left wing. Directs traffic from there, wants Clemenzo to step out to the passing position. She does and finds her spot on the baseline. Wants Mullins to come out. Carissa Williams telling Mullins where to go. Fire is by Abbott. It goes in and out. Williams with the rebound. Goes up and off the rim, and it goes in. Nice work by Williams. Hustle points. Any offensive rebound and a putback is a backbreaker for the opponent.
Always surge here, especially deep in the shot clock like they had. The Windsor Lancers there always surge when they put it in for two.
Shosky on the left wing. Check that. She's on the right wing. Movement by the Lions is being very well shadowed by the Lancers. Inside to Kawash. She goes up and under. Going to make that a call. Not sure if Abbott agrees with it. She was fighting for position, had as good a position as the offensive player, but just that little extra bump as referee Barry Cullen finds the infraction on Emily Abbott as she picks up her second. It's only the team's second. We're deep into the fourth quarter. Fouls are not an issue. The penalty takes place at the fifth foul. So Lancers lead by 14, 5:27 left.
As Coach Valet would like to have it right now, she's in full control. She's in the driver's seat right now. My voice is going in and out. Oh, yeah.
Did I just see a yo-yo-yo?
Oh, yeah.
I think I just saw an air ball. Whoa.
Yes.
And that's probably fatigue more than anything as you see Nadia. Oh, it makes her second, so she answers. Nadia Kawash.
Very traditional to put a little more there on.
Yeah. Good work for Kawash as she's picked up her 13th point of the game. Had a great finish to the end of the third quarter and the start of the fourth quarter. Langlois controls. Two-guard rotation. Mullins and Kovacevic on the wing with Clemenzo at the post. Kick over top to LaRock. LaRock finds Clemenzo on the baseline. She dribble drives, finds Mullen. Mullen gets hacked. Boy, that's a nice passing position. There's where we talked about the DNA of the zone having to turn around, and when you get the national player of the year on the baseline, you've got to pay her attention. Mullins was able to slide open.
Yeah, as soon as you turn around, as you say, you lose a defender behind you, you lose your defender, and as that happens, you're just going to easily find the open lane, find the open woman, and put it in for two.
Laura Mullins picks up her third and fourth points of the game. During her rehab, that was about all Laura could do was stand around and shoot foul shots. She shoots them very, very well.
Feeling it nicely there as Eva Peklova still with concussion-like symptoms. Hopefully, giving Chantel Valet reasons to keep her in that six-man role.
Kerr is after a long rest for Kerr, and she drives right to the basket and gets it blocked. She just does not look physically ready to play. She's There's another one, stays down. Another block by Clemenzo, 2 in a row. She cannot elevate. Kerr is normally a decent athlete, can use her physicality to get by players, and that's 2 blocks in a row by Clemenzo, where Kerr just has no answer. She rested for almost the whole third quarter and only came in here with 4:40 left. Coach Pengas saved her for as long as he could.
That's the conditioning there by Jessica Clemenzo paying off. They're working in France over the offseason, really working on her conditioning there to get her up and down the court.
LaRock ever so patient on that wing. I really like LaRock directing traffic. Over the top, Mullins to Clemenzo. Clemenzo gets hammered inside by Kerr. I think Kerr wanted a little payback. She got it shoved right back in her face twice by Clemenzo, and she didn't even try to jump to block that. She just tried to put her hands up over top, and Clemenzo gets the benefit of going to the charity stripe.
We talk so much about Clemenzo here, but really, if you're watching at home, as you can see, she draws so much attention for the York players that it always, as a numbers game, always leaves one person open. An extra pass, and eventually leads, to quality scoring opportunities, which defending national champions always seem to, convert.
Team as deep as the Lancers, you kind of pick your poison coming into their house. Kovacevic with a nice offensive rebound, and again over Kerr, who just cannot elevate. I noticed that she does have a black strap, almost a volleyball-like brace on her right ankle, and she's just not able to elevate as Kovacevic went right up over her and ripped down that offensive rebound from the foul shot. Reset on the shot clock, 24 seconds as Pierce and Cullen, referee and umpire, confer.
A rebound by Kovacevic. There was strictly a fatigue play there by the York Lions.
Williams, lazy pass, stolen by Shosky. She takes it up herself. Pengas fires from 3. It's time to fire it. She fills it. Nice work there, 73-60. The Lions are just hanging around. 13-point lead. We're now at the 4-minute mark of the fourth quarter. Clemenzo had a 30-second rest. She's coming right back into the game. Coach Valet did not go as deep as she probably would have liked here in the second half. We haven't seen Gordon or Krieger. Tough look inside. Kovacevic is just screaming out there. I don't know if it was for the errant shot she just took or the fact that on the box out, Kerr just gave her a little bit of the business. We call it the dark arts: shoulders, elbows, hips, and knees. It's all part of the game.
It's all part of those unwritten rules.
That's right, the dark arts. Screen by Ernest, used by Pengas ever so slightly. LaRock is right there, can't shake her. She's so physically strong and quick, you can't get by her. Kerr is on the right baseline. She fires for the jumper. It goes in. Nice to see her come back there. She's been battling herself more than anything. 73-62, 11-point lead for the Lancers. 2:26 left. Williams on the left wing. Still 2-3 matchup. Still not able to come out of it and play the man-to-man to get over this hurdle, this 10-point advantage that the Lancers have by the Lions. Over to Langlois. She fires for 3 and fills her third three-pointer of the game. Check that, I'm sure it is right. Vinny, if that's her third three-pointer of the game?
There's her fourth.
Wow, 4 3-pointers. When Maya's hitting from the outside, the Lancers are firing on all cylinders, 76-62. 3 minutes left. Oh, wow. Well,
he answers right back.
Shosky sees Langlois do it and says, you know what, I can do it as well. Shosky is in her 5th year, and she's been doing that every single year for Coach Pengas. 14 on the shot clock. Kovacevic on the left wing goes to Clemenzo, back into Williams. Williams pulls up hard. And just short arms it underneath the rim. Had an open look, but couldn't get it over top of the rim, and she was stuffed a little bit onto the baseline. Kerr goes down hard, trails the play here as Pengas comes up, gives over on the left wing to Osborne. Osborne over to Shosky. Shosky's got to take. She's just got that look in her eye. You can see it there the whole way. She had that look. It was a fake dribble and drive. Nice work, but couldn't finish it.
Like you said, she had that look. She wanted to put the team on her back and bring the ball to the hoop. Just couldn't finish there, though.
15 on the clock. 2 minutes left in the contest. Clemenzo to Langlois. Langlois power dribbles up. Osborne has no answer, and Coach Pengas wants to get his
timeout.
Well, exactly 1:56 left. Let's set the table for you here, ladies and gentlemen, as we are deep into the fourth quarter for the Lancers. 78-65. Lancers in, I'm going to say, comfortable. Not quite consolidated, but a comfortable lead, mainly because at this point, it doesn't look like the Lions have an answer defensively. They've got to stay in this 2-3. It's kind of damned if you do, damned if you don't. They're stuck in the 2-3, and the Lancers are using up clock, getting good shots. They've got to come out if they want to compete for this, well, to overcome this 13-point deficit.
And the only way, to, like you mentioned, to break that, the big down low, and Justin Clemenceau is to fire that 3-ball. They were hitting it earlier, but they've gone a little bit dry here in the second half. But give credit to Coach Pangos and his Lions, really, with the lack of depth and the lack of size overall, really competing here and staying in this ball game all the way to the last 30 minutes of the fourth quarter here.
78-65. 1:56 left. Lancers are leading. Tipped the scales last night with the win over the Voyagers, a resounding 40-point victory where Coach Valet was able to get everybody in against the visitors from Sudbury, whereas this evening looks to me like, just a couple of players that weren't able to get into the game this evening.
Yeah, it looks like Anna Mullins, Bethany Walkna, and Stephanie Moya. Not checking into the ball game tonight, Francesca Moya. So those three rookies not getting as much playing time.
Kovacevic guarding Ernest, not letting her get anything. Over on the right wing is right wing is Osborne. She kicks over on the far side to Pengus. Pengus can't get it to go. Kick is up to Williams. Williams scoops, rattles and rolls, knocks it in. Boy, she's having a wonderful game breaking out there for the Lancers. Half court, token man-to-man pressure. Abbott is guarding Pengus. Screen for Shosky. Williams has got her. Smile on her face. A little bit of a push. Gets away with it. Won't go as Shosky wanted to get the call there. She's dead tired. Barely able to get back on defense. Abbott goes into Clemenceau. Clemenceau goes right-handed.
Hack is not the word.
That's a hard foul by Haley Finn.
Thank God there's no police in the building that could be charged for close to assault there.
Assault battery there, yes.
Again, folks, we're winding down here in the fourth quarter. If you want to send in your last-minute shout-outs, let us know at ssnwindsor@hotmail.com. Glad to say I'm on the line. As you can tell, my voice is fading on me quicker than the fatigue here for the Lions. So
you've got another game to call as we will be live on the SSN network with the Windsor Lancer men's team against the York Lions men's team. Coming up 20 minutes after this contest, Clemenceau makes good on both, leading all scorers now with 23 points. Williams on Pengus. Abbott on Shosky. Shosky shakes, bakes, kicks over to Ernest. Ernest thinks about the shot. That's not her forte. She's being guarded by Clemenceau. Good defense by Clemenceau. Just ran right by her with her hands up. Fantastic defense. They're in the no-foul mode right now. Langlois drives, gives to Clemenceau. Clemenceau makes 25 points for her. Well, that's a great combination. I said it was a tough call last year. That's that Clemenceau was National Player of the Year, but somebody had to give her the ball, and that person was Maya Langlois, as you saw there. Moving screen here by the Lions as Haley Finn gets called at one end for the hack and the other end for the moving screen. Krieger coming into the game. So Tessa Krieger finally seeing some second half action, the St. Elgin product from London, Ontario. Larocque inside, dishes to Abbott. Abbott pulls it out, 16 seconds on the shot clock. Oh, push-pull, drive, crossover. Nice work by Abbott. Sets up in the corner. Fires, nice rotation, short-sided it. Larocque there for the rebound, but it's controlled by number 14, Osborne.
Touch's been off all night there for Emily Abbott.
Yep. Pengus across the foul line, over to Osborne. She fires from the right wing and finds the bottom of the well. Nice work by, check that, I believe that was Finn, Haley Finn. So 2 fouls and 3 points for her to finish the game and narrow the margin to a 15-point victory for the Lancers as the time runs out on the York Lions. 83-68. Lancers win, go 2-0 in the first of the crossover series in the OUA competition.
Gotta give props. Even despite a 15-point loss here, props have to go out to Coach Pangos and his staff having these girls ready to play, shorthanded and all. They have a, they can say 1-1 record. To open up the season, 1-1, the first road trip, definitely, can hang their hats, high and say, you know, go back to York and hopefully continue on another successful season there at York.
Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Another victory for the defending national champions. Last night it was the Laurentian Voyageurs. Tonight it's the York Lady Lions go down to defeat to the defending national champion Windsor Lancers. We have a short intermission between now and the men's game. We'll come back with some stats for you before that game. But ladies and gentlemen, grab yourself a late night beverage and a bite to eat, and we'll call the action. It's Vince Liberti on the color chair and J.K. Kennedy calling the play-by-play action. We'll be back in 20 minutes. Beauty. These things get hot. Wow. Oh, yeah, they do. I got the ones when I call cable, they have the sponge, and you don't feel it. It breathes. Oh, wow. So you don't feel it. It's quite nice. Wow. Thanks, bud. We're out in the air, man. Can you walk? I don't. Concussion, you don't want to rush. Seriously, when we do it, we go off pretty quick because nobody stays on listening to us. So, thank you, sir.